Alright, so it's the 26th of July 2025, and it's been sunny and warm and dry for the last 2 weeks, and I need to start. I'm forgetting what I planted and where it is, so I need to make a movie so that I remember where stuff is. So yeah, here's a ginkgo tree. We planted this here. Down here is a fruit tree seedling. There's a sugar maple and a quince, a walnut seedling, and some Nanking cherries. Over here is a hazelnut. There's some oaks and blackberry, hops, some more oaks here, another blackberry. This is a mulberry cutting, which is still living. Here we have some cauliflower and broccoli, which has suffered the warm a little bit. Potato bed. This was a potato bed, but now it's cucumbers and summer squash. And we have a cherry and some Nanking cherries. So ukka, potatoes, squash, cucumbers, hazelnut, and blackberry. We have some spinach coming up here as well. Another blackberry. Hortensia, I don't know the English name. Over here we have a little larch growing. Back over here we have root celery, some red cabbage, and some stalk celery. I think this is a mini kiwi. This is a Japanese wine berry. I've never tried these, but here we have asparagus bed, and these are all kinds of different onions, some walking onions and some other perennial onions. I also have some garlic that didn't do well, it's very small. More onions, a strange blackberry, another hops, hazelnuts, horseradish. This is cool. Fruit tree with some onions. This is butterfly bush. And we have one more bed of potatoes getting ready for harvest here. And here is my tree nursery. So we have hazelnuts, plums and apples and pears and a couple of oaks, some walnuts, a fruit tree in the middle here. These are all gonna be planted out in fall. Sunflowers, a grape coming up here, another bed of potatoes, another sunflower, This is a fruit tree with a gooseberry. Another fruit tree. I don't remember what any of these are anymore, but we will find out when they have some fruit. This is a plum, I know that. Here's the pumpkin bed, which is doing cool. There's 3 plants in here. Here's blackberry and mulberry. This is the start of a new swale, which is now full of potatoes and berry bush cuttings. Blackberry. There's also a walnut in here. More blackberries, Nanking cherries, plum over here. Some elderflower. I think this is chestnut. There's also chestnut, but these are the ones you don't eat. A rhubarb coming up here. A little oak. This is the first tree we planted 3 years ago. A walnut, black walnut, I think. Which is doing very well with the little gooseberry. Some rocket salad and other stuff. Here we have an elderflower. And some sea buckthorn, a plum tree, some yellow raspberries, a little blackberry thing, Jerusalem artichoke bed. We have an apple tree with more yellow orange raspberries. I think this is an autumn olive or 2. And here's a blackberry and a wild pear, I think. This is a fruit tree. A little guild with a sea buckthorn and a blackberry. This is a pear tree and more yellow raspberries. This is an air pruning bed with a lot of different stuff in it. I don't remember what most of this is. Here is just a messy part of the garden with all kinds of stuff. I think this is a buffalo berry. This I don't remember the name. This is a plum tree. I think this is honeyberry, rhubarb, raspberries, horseradish, sea buckthorn, some sort of onion something, another rhubarb, blackberries and gooseberries. There's more rhubarb here and 2 red hazelnuts. And here we have this, I don't remember the name, some sort of berry, something. hazelnuts with one nut, a giant rhubarb, nasturtiums, pineapple sage. I think this is a seedling peach, maybe. Perennial onions, tobacco plants. I think this is the Virginia Gold. Here is my herb garden with a bit of everything. This is herbs and medicinal plants. It's a mint, Spanish chervil. This I don't remember. Another mint, lavender, tarragon. This one is called oyster leaf, I think. Tastes like oysters. This I don't remember. This is something medicinal. I think this is a small carrow. Here it's called a Mitsuba parsley. Okay. This is an edible lily, daylily it's called, I think. Hops here. This is perennial celery. This is a Liabitzia. I don't know what this is. Here we have chamomile, Roman chamomile. Another butterfly bush. This is walnut. And a green chili plant. There's more uka, some nasturtiums, a grape, another nasturtium, sunflowers, and some corn that came in after the potatoes that were here. And here is more of the hortensia, it's called in Norwegian. I don't know the English name. There's a pink one. There's a white one. A little quince. A Nanking cherry bush forming there. That's an apple tree. More nasturtiums. A rose. A blackberry bush. This is black currants. And these wild strawberries. In between more black currants and another apple tree in here. There's strawberries everywhere. And these wild strawberries. There's a gooseberry in here. More strawberries. This is just a berry, I think, and this is a white mulberry. Another gooseberry. It's a hazelnut. Here we planted several kinds of Arctic raspberries. I think these are called åkerbær in Norwegian. A plum that is suffering something. Another blackberry coming here. We have a little rowan tree that will produce some berries. Another blackberry, gooseberry, another gooseberry, and a pink elderflower. We have a plum seedling coming up, another walnut, and down here we have, I don't remember, this is supposed to be very big. It's not a sequoia, but it's one of those big ones. This is a white currant, a champagne currant, I think it's called. Another sea buckthorn, another honeyberry. A very small walnut. This is a golden willow. Look at all these blackberries with the little friend in there. A rhododendron, which is suffering in the heat. A little oak. Some other stuff. This is a French strawberry called Marat de Bois, which tastes like wild strawberries but is bigger. They will do good next year. Down here we have another fruit tree. Another walnut coming up. And a Japanese blood plum, I think it's called. These are crab apples for pollination of all the other apple trees. This is a cedar tree, which is struggling. I don't remember. We have a white mulberry. And here is a little, I think it's just a flowering cherry thing. This is another cherry tree. Something. A larch tree. I think that's it. I have not been here a lot for the last 2 months. And I watered a little bit yesterday, but that's about it. Here is another walnut. There's another one over there. There's a hazelnut down in there. And here's more of these red plums. Some small oaks. Another plum tree. More oaks. These oaks are now from seed 2 years old from a huge oak where I live. So yes, that's about it.